Well, good morning. Welcome back to the Broadcast Retirement Network. I'm Jeff Snyder. This is BRN AM for Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022. And our top story today, addressing America's food insecurities in communities. And joining me now to discuss this and a lot more, Lauren Biedron is with Feeding America. Lauren, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
This is really, I think, one of the most pressing issues, and I'm glad you're here to talk about this because the pandemic had a major impact on people from a health perspective, a wellness perspective, a mental health care perspective, and also a financial perspective. But let me start off by asking, who is Feeding America?
Thank you. So Feeding America is the nation's largest domestic hunger relief organization. Our mission is to advance change in America by ensuring equitable food access for all. And the way that we do that is in partnership with a member network of 200 local food banks across the country, 21 state associations, and 60,000 food pantries, shelters, and soup kitchens all across the country. We are in every community day in, day out, working to provide billions of pounds of food each year to people who need it the most.
Yeah, and let's talk about that because in addition to this pandemic, there are shortages. There's inflation, both gasoline, food price inflation. It makes it very difficult for people in communities to access food. And these food banks serve a very important role.
Absolutely. So I think it's important to remember that even before the pandemic, hunger was a really pressing crisis in our country. So there were about 38 million people facing hunger pre-pandemic. And certainly we know that the last 2 years has only made things worse for a lot of our neighbors due to rising unemployment or inflation now, the most pressing issue, really putting that additional strain on household budgets. And the Feeding America network is really there to help fill the gaps. We know that food is often the most flexible item in a household budget. That also means it can be the first thing to get cut. And so our network is really focused on getting fresh produce, meat, dairy, good, wholesome food sourced and into local communities.
And let's talk about these food bags for a second, because as you said, I mean, look, we all go through ups and downs. There are very trying times. This is one of them for so many people. And it's been difficult for food banks because of the rising prices to get access to food. So this organization, your organization, serves a critical role in delivering that fresh food.
Absolutely. Our food banks were certainly impacted by the pandemic and have continued to be impacted by the economic fallout. One of the big issues for us right now, for example, is transportation. So we can often get food donated, but we need to move it, right? And the cost of that freight is up about 20%. Those are real life challenges that food banks are grappling with day in and day out, and certainly something that Feeding America as the national organization is really trying to address. One of our advantages as sort of the national umbrella or brand for the food bank network is that we can secure resources at scale and then make those resources available to our food banks across the country to really help offset some of those increased costs.
And to your point about healthy food, look, we talk a lot about on this network, and I know a lot of others do as well, about the importance of wellness and eating the right foods so that you can live a long, healthy life, not be dependent on healthcare or drugs or anything like that in order to help you. Without services like yours, that makes it very difficult to get healthy food and to fulfill what are really important objectives for people, which is to remain healthy, regardless of your socioeconomic status.
Yes, there's definitely a connection between diet and health related outcomes. And that's why focusing on fresh food and healthy food is so important to us. One of our goals for the year is to ensure that at least 70% of the food that Feeding America is sourcing is what we would call foods to encourage. So that simply is our way of saying it aligns with My Plate guidelines. And we really want to make sure that that food is available to our families.
Well, Lauren, I need to take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more about Feeding America and how you, that's right, you, not you, Lauren, but you, the audience, can get involved. You're going to want to stay tuned right here on BRN AM. Imagine a new television network that will make you richer, healthier, and in control of your financial future. This network is for the policewoman in Nashville, Tennessee, the baker in Dubuque, Iowa, the teacher in Lexington, Kentucky. We want to make the idea of savings and retirement culturally relevant. But what do you see as a defining issue of the midterms, especially for the smaller businesses? I mean, they are the lifeblood of the American economy. Featuring exclusive interviews, current affairs, and docuseries. 33 years old, you retired early.
The philosophy is money only matters if it helps you live a life that you love.
But you got to start thinking about retirement as soon as you get in.
The Broadcast Retirement Network will drive very high engagement with premium partnerships. So this isn't retirement and savings for your parents or grandparents. This is for all Americans. And we're going to change the way you think about money. Welcome to the next frontier of retirement and savings. This is BRN, the Broadcast Retirement Network.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. Call right now for your free book, and as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today.
Call 800-504-8194.
Welcome back. We're talking this morning to Lauren Biedron from Feeding America. Lauren, thanks so much for sticking around with us this morning.
Happy to be spending some time with you.
Absolutely. And I haven't chased off anybody yet. And this is a topic I think that deserves a lot more than the 15 or 20 minutes we can give it. But still, I want to touch on your partnership, yours, meaning Feeding America's partnership with Sam's Club and Walmart. Tell us about that partnership and what that means for Feeding America and the network.
It is such a pleasure to be able to talk about this partnership. It is one of our most significant, and we have a lot going on right now with both Walmart and Sam's. And I'm really excited to tell you today that we reached an important milestone with Walmart and Sam's Club this month. 7 billion pounds of food donated to fight hunger. And that's really the origin of our partnership and the goal that we share together, making sure that more nutritious, safe, and wholesome food is getting to our neighbors in need.
And that's amazing. Now, were these donations, did they come directly from Walmart and Sam's Clubs all around the United States, or are these just Americans donating food or giving gift cards in order to buy food? What exactly is the donation?
Yes, so the donation is actually multifaceted. Every day, Walmart and Sam's Club stores are donating food to our member network. And so they're actually paired with a Feeding America member food bank, or maybe one of those local pantries that I mentioned, again, to rescue whole food that is safe, but otherwise maybe wouldn't be sold that evening. In addition to that, there's a program in market right now through May 15th called Fight Hunger, Spark Change that really offers that engagement point with the public. And so if folks are out shopping either in a Walmart store or in a Sam's Club, they can buy an item that's specially marked Fight Hunger, Spark Change, and that purchase will actually trigger a donation from the supplier back to the local Feeding America member food bank.
That's great, and I think people need to hear that and somehow participate. But what if I want to contribute in a different way? What if I want to make a donation to Feeding America, make a donation to Walmart? What if I want to go to and help out a charitable food bank? Part of the curriculum when I was in high school is we had to do charitable community service, and we could pick from a multitude of not-for-profits, and one of which was a food bank. How can people get involved for what is obviously a very important role and responsibility in our communities?
Yep. So let me tackle one more piece about the Walmart and the Sam's Club campaign. Certainly,
Sure.
If buying a participating item isn't for you, you can donate at the register, an amount of your choosing. And again, all of that money is staying locally, going right back to the food bank that serves your community. Folks can also donate online at feedingamerica.org/Walmart or feedingamerica.org/Sam's Club. To pivot a little bit, though, to the second part of your question, I want to say that volunteering is a huge part of our work and really a resource that Feeding America members rely on. There are over 2 million volunteers that support us every year. And certainly with the pandemic and social distancing measures, we saw a fall off in that support. And so to the extent that folks are comfortable getting involved locally and are ready to roll up their sleeves, please visit our website. It's feedingamerica.org. And up at the top, you'll see a button that just says find your local food bank. You can pop in a zip code. Our member that's responsible for serving your community will come right up. And we know that there is a huge need for volunteers right now to help us sort and repackage food and make sure that it's getting out into the community.
Lauren, my mom, I kind of grew up in the not-for-profit world. My mom was a director of major giving for several not-for-profits in the Baltimore area. And there's always a goal. You mentioned 7 billion tons, I think you said it was, of food, or not tons, it was 7 billion pounds, I think, of food or something like that. Do you have a goal for every month of the campaign and at the end of the campaign?
I'm pleased to share our progress to date, which is that we've got 1.5 billion meals sort of in the door so far. And certainly we are hoping that number closes out much higher. I'm thinking we're going to be in the 20 billion number. So
yeah, well, I certainly know that Americans are very philanthropic, want to help other people. That's just our nature. Lauren, we're going to have to leave it there. Again, not enough time to cover a very important topic. We really appreciate you coming by the program, and we look forward to having you back on the program again very soon.
Wonderful.
That wraps up this episode of BRN AM. Have a topic of interest, someone you think we should talk to, drop us a line. And don't forget, for all the latest curated news and lifestyle, wellness, finance, tech, so much more, all in one place, check out today's edition of our daily newsletter, The Morning Pulse. Want to search our archives, check out our latest content, or visit our website and our streaming partners like Amazon, Roku, Samsung. There's over 100 to choose from. We're back again tomorrow for another edition of BRN AM. Until then, I'm Jeff Snyder. Stay safe, keep on saving, and don't forget, roll with the changes. But if you're tired of the same now is your opportunity to co-create content around any topic on the first lifestyle and wellness network. Reach a global audience through our platform and co-own exclusive branded content. All of our programs are available on demand and also as audio-only podcasts, so you can take us on the go. Broadcast Retirement Network, available anytime, anywhere, and on any device.
Are you being audited and do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Is the IRS threatening to take more of your money? Don't fight the IRS alone. The Tax Doctor is here to help you negotiate your tax bill and reduce your stress. The IRS can freeze your assets and seize your bank accounts, but you can stop these IRS actions. The Tax Doctor will work with you using our years of experience to represent your case to help you get the best resolution under the IRS guidelines. Help is here to deal with the IRS to reduce your stress. We've handled thousands of cases, so we know what we're doing. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, do not call the IRS alone. Call a Tax Doctor now for a tax emergency analysis.
Call 800-224-6439.